Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camper TV's coverage of the World Cup of iRacing here at the Talladega Super Speedway with the car tomorrow, the Gen 5 Impalas, here tonight for 80 laps of racing. Joining me tonight in the booth is Cafe Olay, also known as David Williamson. How you doing tonight, bud?
I am doing great, and I'm definitely looking forward to more of the same of what we had last night. A lot of close racing, a lot of lead changes, position swaps, and an exciting finish to determine who's going to go off to the finals.
Now, advancing from last night's East regionals would be the UK and Ireland, and DAOC, which is Deutschland, Austria, and the Czech Republic, I believe. So, congratulations to both of those clubs for advancing to the finals. The finals are the 12th, I believe, in November. Next Friday, November 11th, excuse me. That'll be at 7 a.m. Eastern, or 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Yeah, our information is just completely screwed up in the booth right now. I'll technically bring it up since I crashed. Yeah, November 11th at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, in the afternoon. So definitely going to be interesting to see what two clubs advance tonight. We got pretty much the rest of the iRacing community in this one. A lot of the states, a lot of the USA clubs. Should be seeing some South America clubs, Canada, maybe Australia. I'm not sure if they're in this one or not. And yeah, we're just sitting here. We're in the qualifying session right now. They got 15 minutes in this session, and then we're going to move on to the main event for tonight. Of course, we will be broadcasting the top split. So, what are you anticipating is going to happen here tonight, David?
Well, a lot of close racing. Obviously, I'm going to be cheering on my Timmy's friends from Canada. You got a number of clubs in there, so it's kind of like 5 versus 1 as far as that goes. But like we were saying, like last night when we were watching the East Regionals, there was a lot of lead changes. Not really that whole pack mentality of all the cars being together. It was 2 and 3 car groups. A lot of position changes, strategy, and a lot of bent sheet metal.
And a lot of worn out rubber on these cars. See, they're going around this track in upwards of 240 mile an hour and burning the right fronts off of these cars through the end of a full fuel run. They lose about 20 mile an hour in speed. So as we had a wreck on the back there, like the 95.
Yeah, that was something we saw a lot of last night when cars came in to take those tires. A single car could outrun a group of 2 or 3 because there was 15, 20 mile an hour difference.
Ooh.
And tires are the big key. And the other thing is, once those tires start to wear, we're going to be watching for cars to touch that wall coming out of 2 and head directly into the inside wall.
Yeah, turn 2 is the most treacherous turn on this track. As we saw last night, I'm really looking forward to see how these guys run here tonight. Just really kind of glad that it kind of has a little bit of a throwback feel to it, as looking at the Talladega of old, back in the 90s and 80s and stuff, where you'd have 3 or 4 car breakaways and you have a decent sized pack of cars and you have a couple single cars out there, and not like pack racing of today, where it's basically you follow the leader and wherever you are, that's where you are.
True, and I took a quick look at some of these paint schemes. This being the Intimidator series, I am looking at a number of cars running the black number 3 Goodwrench car.
And that's going to be a key to winning here tonight, especially guys towards the front. They're going to have to channel their inner Dale Earnhardt Sr. and have to see the air coming off these cars to get the maximum runs on their competition. They're going to have about 5 minutes qualifying here. Pretty fast times in practice, all the way down to a 41.95 ran by Brian Barnes in that number 4 car. On board with the 9, Gary Jenkins. Gonna watch him throw down his qualifying laps here. See, he's already up to speed coming to the line here, running about 230 through the tri-oval as he hits the stripe.
Now you're going to watch as he comes through on this lap. This first lap, he's going to keep it up high, build as much momentum as he can, and that second lap is going to be his lap he's going to bank on. So watch for him to come through 3 and 4, stick up in that high lane there, and that's purely to build momentum to get as much speed as possible as he exits the tri-oval, or the dog leg, however you want to put it. Coming to that start-finish line, that second lap, you're going to see him try his best to hug that yellow line.
Yeah, he wasn't too far off of, fast time. Fast time was actually a 39.838 during practice from the 96 of Dylan Schmidt. Gary Jenkins right now sitting P9, and as you said, hugging the bottom yellow line all the way around turns 1 and 2 here. We'll see how fast he can complete this lap.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised coming down that backstretch. You went really, really high. You really only need to get up to the center of the track during qualifying.
Yeah, moving all the way up to the wall there, kind of going to kill his time a little bit. But right now, provisional pole in this session at least is a 41.004, actually a 46.97 report. And the 9 comes across the stripe. Pole for 2 seconds. Lance Gomez Jr. goes to the point, beat him by 1/1000th of a second, a 46.16 to the 9's 46.17.
Yeah, you're going to see some of that gamesmanship going on throughout the this qualifying session. Some people are going to elect to sit on pit road and kind of burn a little bit of fuel and then head out and turn their laps, and other people are just going to go for it right away and sit where they sit.
Now, we won't necessarily see these drivers because, of course, we're broadcasting the top splits. Some of these slower guys might be in lower splits. Some of these fast guys should be in the top split. So
you say slower, but the slowest time we've seen so far is a 41.555, which is about 10 seconds faster than we run in the Cup cars with the current Gen 6.
Yeah, that's what the restrictor plate does for you, or the lack thereof.
But most of the times we're seeing, though, is a 40.6 all the way to a 41.6, so a second difference among the 31 cars that have qualified so far.
Yeah, that is crazy. Basically, they're all just right there in a group. From first to 20th, you're only looking at about 0.2 of a second.
And it's equal time for second and third in this list so far. You're going to see a number of times that actually match each other, and it goes on the average time of both laps being what comes out ahead, bringing one time ahead of another.
All right. Well, as this qualifying session is wrapping up, we're going to go ahead and run a couple commercials, pay a couple of bills. We will be back for race coverage of the top split of the Intimidator West Regionals. So join us after the break. All right, and welcome back to Off Campers TV's coverage of the Intimidator West Regionals for the World Cup of iRacing. We're here. We have the top split boys ready to roll here. Way bigger field here than what we had last night. I'm guessing because we don't have everybody here that has run a warm-up time, and I'm just going to guess at least 25 cars here in this race. So, joining me in the booth is David Williamson. Welcome back, and got a shout out our producer there, Tony Knuckles. Appreciate him working the cameras for us here tonight. How you doing there, David?
Doing great, and I'm getting a good view of all these paint schemes that are coming up with the team paint jobs. Wow, tongue-tied at the speed that's going on here. I've noticed that at least the Canadian team has gone with the red and white paint scheme. I'm not too sure what some of the other teams are running. Apparently, the Northwest team is also got a paint scheme, and then we got at least one car out there sponsored by me.
And that's at 26. Philip Snipes, Wesley's cousin. Looking pretty good out there in some Ricky Bobby livery. And Northwest paint scheme looking pretty nice. That's a 23 D Palmer I'm riding with. Of course, we do broadcast the Northwest Truck Series live on OCTV on Thursday nights, midnight Eastern. And he's in the wall. Just a good show. But, yeah, we're ready here. We got 80 laps on tap tonight.
Yep, 80 laps and a lot of lead changes. It'll be interesting because we're used to seeing Wayne Hutchinson drive that Canadian Tire machine, and tonight he's going to be in the blue and green watching the other Canadian market cars.
Just a ton of drivers out here tonight. Good showing for this regional race. Of course, there's other splits and all that good stuff, but right now, looks like it's a pretty good medley of all of the clubs. I believe Northwest has the most, if not close to the most, drivers out here in this split. With 3, Florida's got 2 that I can see. New Jersey has a couple. Actually, New Jersey has 3 as well. Canada's got a couple guys. You got the Carolina Club represented, the New York Club, Michigan, Brazil, New England, Texas Club. Indiana's in here, Mid-South. So a lot of different clubs coming out here.
I happen to notice there is no Virginia's club in this split.
I'm in the booth though.
Well, Virginia represent that.
Well, if I didn't have to be in the booth, I would. Because this is the series that I was most looking forward to. You know, we broadcasted the Armageddon series. That was a lot of fun to call. But I know if I raced that, I would just get aggravated too easily.
Yeah, Mike Willett does a great job of putting on these races. It was actually when I first started with the service a little over a year ago. It was one of the first emails I got that they invited me to the one they'd done last year. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but this is a big event because we had at least 7 splits just for the West Regionals, and those guys all had to qualify to get into the qualifier.
Oh, wow. This is we're wrapping up warm up here. We got about less than a minute to go. Then we're gonna get here and get you your starting grid as soon as they start to line up. The keys to the race, basically just make sure you stay within a couple tenths of the car in front of you and don't die.
One of the things I noticed last night was in the restrictor plate versions of these races, you lean on a fender once and it completely upsets the car. The car that won last night actually had some pretty significant right front damage on it, so these cars much more resilient without that restrictor plate on it.
And I agree with you, Tony, except for the fact they do not bump draft at all.
Yeah, the draft, I mean, you know, tandem racing, the bump draft, trying to stay about half a car length off the bumper of the car in front of you. It doesn't exactly work here with this package. So you're going to see a lot of guys trying to hang back from the car in front of them, and then once they get through the turn, they'll be making a pretty hard charge, try to get around the car in front of them. Give us a couple seconds. We'll get your starting grid here momentarily. Again, 80 laps, a lot of time, couple pit stops. Pit strategy will be a factor here. If we have some long green flag runs, we're looking at about 20 to 25, maybe 28 laps on a run. So now we're going to give you your starting grid here. Lance Gomez Jr. in that number 29 machine grabs the pole at a 40.616. Gary Jenkins will be in P2 with a 46.17. Zach Rader in the 3 car right behind him, well, in 3rd position right behind them. The 123, Jacob Klein in 4th, and Lynn Kinchlow in 5th. Seth the Merchant will be rolling off in the 6th position. DeAndre Artis in 7th. Romar Arns in 8th. Joe Beasley in 9th, and William Locklear in 10th. Then you have Michael Tant in 11th. Dallas Murray in 12th. Michael Charles in 13th. 14th went to Chris Drakes, and Peter Nauta in 15th. And excuse us if we butcher your name. We're just sometimes it letters are hard. Philip Snipes in 16th. 17th goes to John Tharp Sr. Wayne Hutchinson in 18th. Carl Burke in 19th. Then you have Aaron Smith in 20th. Mitchell Brown in 21st. 22nd, Donald Etcher. And Dustin Markham, 23rd, the last car to take time in provisional spots. We have Kyle Young at 24th. Dee Palmer in 25th. 26th is Ellery Souza. Michael Pulasic in 27th. And rounding out your field will be Ronald Vincent in 28th.
And I noticed that the 28th car has not left the line yet, so he must be starting in the pits. Nope, he's out in the track.
All right, well, pace cars making their way, leading the field, coming off at turn 4. Now, again, Talladega is a little bit of a oddity here on the iRacing service. Instead of the start-finish line being in the center of the tri-oval, it is past the center of the tri-oval, heading off towards turn 1. And the pace car is going to pull off here, going down pit lane. Lance Gomez has control.
We're going to see another restart like we did last night, where that outside row is kind of ducking back a lane.
There we go. Green flag is out. We're underway here at Talladega for the Intimidator West Regional. We're riding on board with 29, peeking out the back of that machine as people are just fanning out towards the back. I mean, a lot of guys just dropping to the back like flies right now.
And I think we're going to see the same as what we did last night, with the leader getting a little too far out, and then he might get brake trained by those cars coming up behind him.
And number 5, Zach Rader, right behind him. And then you had the 9 and the 33, almost tandem drafting, coming off of turn 4 there. 33 going to peek to the outside and not going to get there. 5, here we go. 5 to the point.
3 wide coming out of the dog leg. 4 wide going into 1 maybe.
Just a big group of cars right now. 33 ducking to the inside. 9 is going to get left out to dry. Going to back up to the 29. 29 is going to have to check up a little bit. Got the 123 to the inside of him. Do have somebody around on the back.
Yeah, William Locklear seems to fall a little bit off the pace, getting passed by everyone. I don't see any damage on him. Maybe just a hairy moped for him.
Oh yeah, he's pretty significant right side damage to that 28 machine.
And no fast repairs for these guys, so what they have is what they got till the end.
Yeah, run what you brung here. Yeah, 29 is going to take over the lead here. We're back up front. Got a 33 right behind him. To 5 into wall.
5 in
turn
the wall
2.
a little bit. Let's see if I will get my inside.
Yeah, we got people just killing the outside wall there in 2. Don't see anybody else back there.
You're doing pretty good. I bet you there's a number of people, though, hoping for a caution. Don't want them to be it. That way they can repair some of that damage, maybe catch back up to the pack.
Yeah, the 5 car went from 1st to 9th there just by scraping the wall coming out to turn 2. Your leader right now, Lance Gomez Jr., you got Seth the Merchant right behind him, and Jacob Klein is around 123. Jacob Klein hard into the wall coming off turn 2 yet again. Turn 2 is treacherous. It looks like 38's got heavy damage as well. DeAndre Artis on pit road right now with a tore up race car, blown motor. He's pretty much going to be done for the day. Ooh, 33.
He saves it, but that was an exciting moment. I mean, I think both of us are just going to end up with a lot of ooze.
Big wreck in the back. We have
that looks like Mitchell Brown.
Ellery
and,
Souza. Yeah, Souza around, Mitchell Brown around. Still under green flag conditions on the racetrack. That 62 is tore up. 48 got into the wall, collected the 62 on that exchange. Tough break for those guys as the leaders are coming around right now. The Merchant still up here.
I was a little surprised with that, with only 5 laps in. Oh, it looks like Mitchell just caught the wall coming out and ran that corner too high.
Yeah, these guys, turn 2 is just not being nice. Not nice at all.
Yeah, a number of drivers weren't happy about that. The yellow didn't come out, but it didn't seem to involve any other cars coming by. So
we have a pretty good pack of cars up here. Looks like 1st through 7th. Staying pretty close to each other. 44 off the gas a lot. 5's going to go to the inside of him. Radder
like
trying to get back up there.
A plug right coming up to the leader there. Too wide going into 3.
Yeah, Gary Jenkins right there in that number 9 car to the inside of the 33 at the Merchant. Fighting hard for that 2nd position.
Yeah, we're definitely fine with these cars. They do not like to run too wide for very, very long before they get back to single file.
I mean, it looks like the 29 is helping the 33 out a little bit, trying to give him. Oh, 33 sideways. Wow.
That was a big hippie shake and a wiggle.
Oh, he's still loose.
He's going around now.
Everybody behind him checked up to 44, almost ran into the 25. The 5, really good heads up right there, got out of the throttle.
Yeah, I don't know. He's wiggling again. There's something wrong with that car.
Yeah, that 33, he's got a lot of heavy right side damage to that machine. It might have thrown off his toe a little bit. Might throw the driver off inside of the car. Just really heavy damage to that 33. Side by side right behind him, though, the 50 and the 27, I believe. Oh, 27's in the wall. 27's gone. He's around. Dustin Markham still on the inside of the track. No caution. Another car right behind him. He is coming back out onto the track. I cannot tell who that is. That's Aaron Smith in the 98. He's starting to get rolling now. 27's rolling. 98. Heavy damage. And that was 2 separate incidences. So, oh no, 27's he can't. No, he's around on the track.
This could be very bad if he doesn't get it straightened out quick.
He needs to get off the track or we're going to have a yellow. Yeah, there he goes. He's crab walking pretty hard.
Yeah, he got it going, but I mean, now that we've had about 4 or 5 close calls, it's almost like these drivers are just driving like there's going to be no cautions.
And leader's just now going past 227 as well. .45 around Michael Pulasic on the backstretch, actually going into 3. Man, it was his bad. He loses it coming off a 2, smacks the inside wall, and bounces right back out. Excuse me, 28, Locklear. Yeah, 45 lost it coming off a 2 and gained it back up into 28. Just didn't see what was going on in front of him. And
it was a case of just, you get behind another car, you're just following that car with tunnel vision, and then suddenly you veer off and you no longer aware of what's going on around you until you see it in front of your windshield.
All right, so we've completed 10 laps. We're working on lap 11. I believe we will see all of the lead lap cars come in to take service, get fresh tires and fuel.
Yeah, I think all of them are going to have to come in for fresh tires. That speed difference between new tires and old tires, it's about the 10 lap mark that there's a significant difference in time. The only people that you might see not come into the pits are the guys hoping for that wave around.
And everybody is coming in. Lance Gomez Jr. leading the brigade coming down to pit road here. 5 cars, Zach Rader. I keep wanting to say Raider, but there's no I in his name. I'm sorry. 29's got some pretty significant right side damage as well. 5 misses pit stall. So did the 33 behind him.
So Wes, do you repair damage, or you just hang on to it and wait till later?
123.
He's looking to make a matching set of fenders there from touching the outside wall.
We have a new leader, 50 car. Michael Tant going to come out in first. Dustin Markham is staying out on the track. I believe trying to get a wave around. 29 still on pit road. Now he's rolling off. He's going to go from the lead to pretty far back in the field.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, or maybe it's creating excitement for us, but the leader is that 27 that's parked out front. He did not pit. We are going to watch what happens when, and the entire field will pay attention after this restart. Maybe he wasn't watching the East Regional Finals last night, but he's going to get run over when this race starts again.
Yeah, this is going to be bad up front. That 27 is going to get hung out to dry like a limp dish towel.
We're hoping that that Jimmy Johnson and folks from Lowe's aren't watching this, because they may not be happy with the drive here.
But now he's coming down pit lane. He wants to go to the back. Apparently, he wants to just ride around.
Or maybe he just he wanted his time on TV, maybe. Or the other thing possibly was that he gets that lead lap, and then he can repair what he has to and get back up.
Yeah, a lot of cars still sitting on pit road. 95, 48, 98, 45, and I believe who's that right behind him? The 62 still on pit road. All right, and here is your current top 5. Michael Tant in first, Zach Rader in second, Gary Jenkins in third, Dallas Murray in that 30 car making his first appearance in the top 5 here today, and then Lynn Kincello. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just completely butchering your name.
By the end. Yeah, and as he gets more exciting and maybe gets into a few more things, you got to come up with that name. You'll get the name. Good to see, though, that there's 4 different clubs in the top 5.
There's a reason we call him West a Mess.
because I'm a complete mess.
Well, and with the red hair, you're a hot mess.
I'm not a redhead. My beard is red. My, I used to have Nature Boy Ric Flair blonde hair when I was a kid. No joke.
Well, we'll have to save that for another broadcast where you can
Yes,
do
we
the whole
will.
move thing.
Woo! And we do have 6 people who have decided to hang up the virtual helmet for the night. Uh, Looks like Donald Etchert, John Sharp Sr., Michael Plasek, Aaron Smith second, William Locklear, and DeAndre Artis have all decided to go ahead and retire. So if these guys can, they're still sitting on pit road and get repaired and back out there, they can gain a couple spots because there's not a lot of laps separating a lot of these guys.
And also with the format that they're doing this, it's the top combined club, top 5s combined for each club, and that determines what's going to be the clubs that move on, not necessarily the top 2 clubs that finish.
Yes. So far, we do have the UK and Ireland and Diach have moved on by means of the East Regional. This is the West Regional live here on OCTV. I want to thank you guys for coming out and watching us and cheering on your fellow club mates as they're out here racing tonight. We're going to mention the weather here real quick. We got the track temp at 103, partly cloudy, 87 degrees Fahrenheit, pretty much iRacing default weather. So, yeah.
We got at least one more lap of caution before we go out to green, so they're not lined up double file yet. Some of these guys are checking out damage on the other cars to see where they're sitting at. Be curious to find out the clubs for the Western finals here are did the same as the Eastern, where they had multiple spotters plus 1 or 2 overseers that were kind of paying attention to different parts of the track.
Yeah, it would be interesting to find out that information. We have, it looks to be about 18 cars on the lead lap. I don't believe Kyle Young is on the lead lap. He is actually on pit road right now.
And the other thing, I think, coming up to 1 to go, do you make a stop for a splash of fuel? Maybe stretch a few more laps in case we get a long run?
Actually, we do have somebody towards the back coming in and doing that same,
Yeah, that's Seth the
trying to
Merchant
pull.
making that stop there from the Northeast or New England club.
And it looks like Mitch Brown got back out onto the track. Yeah, Mitchell Brown's back out on the track in a 48, 8 laps down.
So it's looking so far like it's going to be the Northwest on just barely getting up there and possibly staying in. New Jersey only has 1 car left on the track that's going to come out there. Even if they win it, chances may not work out. Zach Ratter, the 5 car there, sitting up in second on the outside pole. He seems to be New Jersey's only hope to get in. So I'm not entirely sure what what it's going to work out to be, but definitely making sure he represents his club well.
You also have to keep in the back of your mind, though, that this is only one of the splits. This is the top split. So there could be other drivers in other splits that are going to score points for their clubs. So that could be the determining factor there. I believe you earned the most points for top split. So again, whoever has the most cars out here, which club does, has a pretty good advantage over the rest of their competitors.
Base lights are off. They're coming around through turn 4 for that the turn down pit road, and some of you might notice that the pace car does not like that inner cone there as it exits off onto pit road.
Oh no, it doesn't. All right, we're on board with the number 50 here, Michael Tant, looking back towards the rest of the field here as he comes to grab the green flag. Green flag is out. We're back underway here at Talladega.
And I'm noticing a gap from that front row to the second one. I think we're going to see the same thing again. They're going to be those jackrabbits that get up ahead, and the rest of the pack should catch them up.
We had cars going 3 wide going into turn 1. I can't see who that is. I believe that's 29 was forcing the issue back there, Gomez Jr., but they have sorted it all out and pretty much single file for the top 7 or 8 positions.
And it looks like somewhere about 10th place, they're going 3 wide through.
That's the 29. Gomez wants to come back up to the front, man.
There is a mess of cars about 15th back. They're going spread, fanning out to 3 and 4 wide coming through that dog leg.
It's funny how these races go. It's always back in the back. Actually, up front is starting to get a little hairy. But there's nothing like watching the back of the pack.
I think it's because you and I both know if you're at the back of the pack, you're behind the wreck. Whatever it happens, you're up at the front, it happens behind you.
In theory.
You usually end up being that wreck.
Yes, exactly. Got the 5 stuck out there. Ratter in the outside lane to 29. Look at this run.
He is coming, and he is coming fierce.
He's done gained about 8 or 9 positions on track with just 2 laps. And just making that high side work, he's making Richard Petty and Dale Jr. proud up there. Look at this.
He's going to hit that roadblock. I don't know that he's going to be happy with what's going to come at the end of the straightaway.
And he's got the 9 car in front of him, but it looks like they're catching up to the 50. 50 is just a little bit too far out in front of this group. Gomez all the way up to 3rd position. Wow.
Yeah, he builds a full head of steam, but you can see it when he gets up really close by another car. He has to slow down, but he's going to come up and probably pass the leader going through 1 and 2.
Oh, he is so close to getting the lead here. There he goes. He's going to get around to 50. 50 stuck on the outside. Dude, he's just gone. 30 falling back here.
That was impressive. He used up getting up.
I have no idea. We're about 3 or 4 laps out of the green flag. We're going back to green. And it looks like everybody's pretty much single file. We had the 30, 33 back here working around the 53 here. We're trying to.
I got a feeling that people saw the 29 do that. You're suddenly going to get brave and try it too. Watch for another group of cars to go 2 and 3 wide, thinking they're going to make it. And somebody's going to run out of talent, I think.
The Merchant's a really familiar name. Doesn't he run Impasse? Or used to? The Peak Antifreeze series.
Quite possible. Want to keep an eye on that 33 car a little bit further back. Seth the Merchant. He is running really, really close to that wall, either to save tires or not hit the wall so hard when he does make contact.
Man, he just passed 53 at Carl Burke on the track. 53's pretty much racing like a lead balloon right now. Falling back. Right now, your top 5 are pretty much single file. 33 beginning to catch that group. And as soon as I say that, looks like the 5 is trying to get around the 9 car on the outside.
And we're just a little more than 25% of the way around, and there's a car barely hanging on to it. That's Dallas Murray.
Yeah, and that 30
just
car.
Just barely held on to it.
Look at the run from the 123 coming behind him.
Well, I mean, these cars are built on a lot of momentum, so you got to get out of the throttle. You're going to lose a lot. And he touches the outside wall. Even more momentum loss, a little bit of damage there to the right side.
We pretty much have a 9-car pack up front here. Very reminiscent of the old days of Talladega. That this is the kind of racing that iRacing needs, that NASCAR needs in general. This is some fun stuff to watch.
Here comes the 5 for a big run. Do we see a block?
No, Gomez is going to surrender that lower lane, going to give up the lead here. And he might be bringing the 50 along with him now. 50 doesn't have that good of a run. 33 catching on to the back of the 9 here.
He gets a little squirrely there on the inside, Gomez does. It's almost like nobody wants to lead because you're going to get passed because you're providing that draft for the cars behind you.
And 29 and 33 trying to work the high side together. 29's not going to hold a 50. 33 just about came to. Oh, now he gets a shot from the 27. Wow. Ooh, 5 in the wall.
The 5 touching the wall.
And that looks like 30. A lapper in front of him. If that's another loose car, that might probably Mitchell Brown. 48. Yeah, that is the 48. He's going to try to stay high and stay out of the leader's way. And the Merchant wants a piece of the lead.
And
almost 20.
That lap just prior to that, the producers letting us know the 33 was doing 248 miles an hour.
Ooh. Almost got touched by the 5 there.
And the big ones happened.
Number 9, Gary Jenkins involved. And you get the 9 getting turned by the 23, D. Palmer.
That looked like
a
case
door
of
slam.
The 23 came up, touched the 9, and then they both just kind of wiggled a little bit, and they got each other loose.
And it's going to bring out our second caution on the night. I can tell you one thing, the quality of racing is definitely a lot higher than what we had last night. We had 2 cautions within the first 7 laps last night, and here 2 cautions within the first 25.
I think it's a lot more competitive, too. A lot of these guys are probably used to running with each other, and I know at least with the Northwest Series that those guys all run together, so they know how each other's going to run out there. But as far as running the official races, they're not scattered by time zones like they were in the East.
Well, and again, you got to think the East was pretty much everybody across the pond and beyond. So, oval racing is not exactly a popular thing over there. They're more road oriented, if you will. So, I don't believe a lot of people over here run the ovals as much as the guys in the states and surrounding the states do.
So we've completed 26 of the 26 of 80 laps, and it looks like they're coming in for pit stops, regain some more fresh rubber.
And it looks like everybody's going to come down here and come to the attention of the virtual pit crew. That 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on these machines. Get a full tank of fuel, and
the 5 does a much better job at stopping and install this time. Interesting to see if any of these guys take 2 tires just to see if they can get some track position.
And the 5 is off, 29. That's going to be the race. The 5 is, wow. Looks like the 5 has got it.
It's 5 leader coming out of the pits.
That was about as close as you can get. I mean, they were, so close that they were pretty much inside of each other's cars. Looks like Intermission is going to keep the 3rd spot. And then you have, who is that, actually? Romar Arns, 25, in 4th, or coming off the pits in 4th.
Looks to be the lone Brazil entry for this split.
And he's picking kind of high as well. Actually, Souza is from Brazil as well, but 62, 21 laps down, pretty much a non-factor in this race right now.
It looks like that black 5 car of Radder is doing one of the Dale Earnhardt tricks of getting up and cleaning off his grill by poking up to the pace car.
He still has heavy right side damage. 29's car looks a little bit better since he stayed on pit road and got some of that repaired. 33's car looks pretty halfway decent. Still some right side damage to that machine as well. 25, yeah, the 25 though is one of the cleanest cars in the top 5. Couple guys peeking at the top 5. You got 53 Carl Burke running in the 7th position, trying to get to the top 5 for the first time tonight. And the 14 Wayne Hutchinson, quiet run, and he's made his way up to the 9th position. And 65 Michael Charles, he's having a good solid run, running in 10th right now.
Definitely one of those races. As long as you're up in that on the lead lap, you can still win it, because we've seen even with the 33 of Seth DeMarchin, he can come from the back and mow his way to the front. And 29 of Lance Gomez did that earlier too, where you can come from the back as long as you can make those passes and keep catching drafts. You can keep moving forward.
Should be getting lights off the pace car next time around. Just gonna roll through the field a little bit and give some people some TV time here. You got 37 Ronald Benson sitting in the 11th position. To 26 Philip Snipes in that Ricky Bobby inspired paint scheme, sitting in 12th. Get a 7 Peter Nada, one of the Canada club entries here, still on the lead lap so far. You have Joe Beasley in at 60 and 14th. And the rest of these guys we pretty much shouted out. Let's see, the 123 hasn't got any time tonight. Jacob Klein, except for, I believe he had some troubles early. Yeah, he completely blew through his pit stall. So, yeah, I remember that now. And then Kyle Young, that car just destroyed.
So as we work through the dog leg there, we're going to expect the lights on the pace car to go out. They're going to line up 2 by 2. Interesting thing that we've been seeing with these restarts, that outside line dogging back just about a car length to give the leader a chance to run ahead and use that draft to pull ahead of him.
I don't believe we're going to be seeing that outside lane cutting any slack. Gomez sitting out there in P2 right now. He showed that he could charge through the field pretty decently, and shows that he deserves to be one of these top 2, top 3 cars here.
It almost looks like the way they're lining up, though, the pace car is going to take the outside pole.
Yeah. And just a reminder, we're closing in on halfway. We got about 11 laps to go till we hit halfway, and we still have 18 to 19 cars left on the lead lap. Mitchell Brown has gained about 6 or 7 positions just by coming back out onto the track. He's still sitting 8 laps down. And Carl Burke, did he? Yeah, something's happened to the 53. Looks like Michael Connors though. Looks like he has he wasn't even a racer, so he must have been a spotter there. We get those from time to time.
Yeah, they're making their way through turn 4 right now. I don't expect them to start bunching up until they hit that dog leg, but we'll watch for whether that outside line drags back just a little bit.
And we still got 9 rows of cars, up to actually 10 rows of cars right now. See what the outside is going to do here. Pace car is off of the racing surface down to pit lane. 5 Zach Ratter has control of the field. 33 on his bumper. 5 is going to be a gentleman in wake short of green flag. There it is. We're back underway here at Talladega.
A lot closer start than we've seen in the past, but I can guarantee you they are going to work their way back into single file as quickly as they can get those positions after 1 or 2 laps.
And there they go. 29 Gomez looking to the outside of the 5, taking some of that side draft. Going to drag race down the backstretch. Have Seth DeMerchant right behind them, looking like he's going to shut the 5 off and get into the outside. Following Gomez, you got Roman Arns back there following the high side as well as the 50. The top two drop to the inside. Looks like Gomez is going to lead this lap.
And the leader's going to go from 5th to 6th, it looks like, in the span of just one lap.
As long as they stay within, I'd say, 4 or 5 tenths of the car in front of them, they'll still be able to have the draft and still be able to make them really huge runs.
Yeah, there's definitely no team orders involved right now with the at least the top 8.
Oh, 27, Dustin Markham hard into the wall, and 3.
No caution yet.
Yeah, he wall rode for a little bit. He's back. He's still got it pointed forward, so tough break for him. He was just about to crack the top 5. Gonna fall all the way back to 12th from 6th, and still gonna fall under pressure from the 7 here. 7's going to let him have the lane. Start to work back up to try to catch up to some of these folks. Back up front, we do have a battle for 4th to 5 and to 50. Battling for that position. Looks like the 50 has the preferred lane, the inside lane, that is. Looks like he is going to clear him coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, and going into turn 1, 244 miles an hour.
And the Merchant is on the T29's back bumper. If there's even a slight mistake, one of them sneezes, one of them coughs the wrong way, both of those cars are going to be hurting.
It almost seems like these two cars have figured something out, because I noticed the 33 getting right up behind another car, giving him just a nudge. It's not a bump drive. It's more like a nudge just to pull a few extra RPM, let him get ahead and catch up again.
See, again, that's what they used to do back in the old days. Back in the days of Earnhardt Sr. and the Alabama gang and all that good stuff. I mean, that's how racing was back in the day, and this package is pretty much, produced some pretty good throwback racing.
Yeah, because these leaders are turning times. So last times, 39.7 seconds compared, only about 3/10 off of the best times that they've turned all day. They are moving.
Yeah, top 3 have pretty much broke away from 4th to 5th place right now. That 25 Roman Orange, he's hungry. He wants a piece of this lead, making a good run. Peeking to the outside, not going to get there. 33 and 29 are just too fast.
Yeah, it looks like the 33 and 29 are kind of working together, trying to pull themselves up ahead of everyone to stay out of trouble, and then they can fight it out later on.
And that 5, I mean, it's like night and day difference right there. I mean, that's about a good 20 car length disadvantage from the back of the 25. And the 50's not able to catch up to the 5 either.
Yeah, it looks like that if the 50 car can catch the 5, maybe they can throw something together to catch another car ahead and make a run for it. But for now, the 33 maybe getting a little too aggressive with that bump there.
I think he's getting a little bit too aggressive with the steering input. I mean, he was loose through 3/4 of that turn.
And that just let the 25 Varns catch the whole group, and the 3 of them are going to get together real soon. We'll see if they make a bid to maybe pass the leader and take it in ahead. And it looks like lap traffic is coming into effect. The 48 Mitchell Brown saying he's going to stay up high and let these leaders come down low, but I've noticed that 33 likes that high line.
Yeah, a lot cleaner getting into turn 1 that time for the 33. Oh, 29's off the bottom of the racetrack. 29's going to let the 33 by, not by choice, but just a little bit of a wiggle from Gomez. And
I think the 25 had thoughts he was going to try the same and backs out of it a little bit. The 5 making a bid and caught that lead pack.
Leaving the 50 in the dust back there. He's about as far back as the 5 was from the 25 a couple laps ago, but little miscues from the leaders up here have allowed that 5 to catch back up. So now it's a 4-car battle for the lead. As they're approaching lap traffic, the 48, Mitchell Brown right there, keeping his word, staying up high and staying out of the leader's way.
Now, do you think the 29 maybe made a strategic move by giving up the lead there?
I don't know. You tell me. Look at him just power
He
past that
just took it
33.
back.
Good Lord. And a 25 to the inside. He's going to back off. And 25's up to second now. Romar Arns.
I'm starting to wonder. We were talking last night about with the Indy cars, you know, how they do the leapfrog technique just to gain speed, pull ahead, let the next person get ahead, and they can leapfrog their way up. It seems only the 33.
Ooh, 33 pushes the 25. 25's loose. 25 still trying to save it. Oh my. He looks like he's got it now.
Oh, he got it. All right. I'm sure they've got at least one or two spare suits for him after this one.
I don't know. I don't think they were playing leapfrog. I think they were more playing Red Rover. That was just a shot from the 33.
Yeah, and that puts a little gap between the 33 and 29. It looks like he's going to catch up again and probably just blow his doors off as he comes by, coming out of the dog leg.
Yeah, he wants that outside lane. The 29 knows that he wants it. At the line, 5/1000ths of a second. 33 is loose again. Here goes the 5 to the point. On the inside of the 33. 33 still loose. 5 had to back out a little bit. Oh, wow.
That's the wreck that almost didn't happen. They're getting real racy, and we're only halfway through the race.
Yeah, we'll be halfway this time at the stripe. I mean, we still have a whole 40 laps to go. And, you know, this is like they're racing like it's the last lap. I don't know if there's midway bonus points or anything, but they're racing like it looks like the 33 is going to lead that lap by 15/100ths of a second.
And it's only about 3 or 4 hundredths of a second back to third.
And 29 and 33 kind of in a stalemate right now. Looks like the 33 is going to prevail. Zach Ratter, the number 5 car, back out to the point here, making his way off of turn 4. See if the 33 can get a run coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, we were talking about that 25 of Romar Arns that was up battling with the lead. He's now almost 4 seconds back, just out of 2 laps.
Well, he's got some help right behind him. 27, Dustin Markham, passing him to the inside here. So if he can get hooked up with that 27, they can start to try to make a charge, try to get back up to where the 50 car is.
Yeah, there's a pack from about 5th to 8th. It seems to have kind of locked onto each other. We're going to see. I guess we'll see if they catch that lead pack with 3 cars.
All right,
and
so we're
Michael Tant kind of running by himself, waiting to get caught by the other cars. It seems.
It looks like we're just about halfway through a fuel run here. We went green back on lap 20 or lap 30, excuse me. We're running at 12 laps down here in this run. Last night it was about 25 to 30 laps they were coming in.
Yeah, about 25 to 30. The drivers really screaming that the tires are giving out. This is about the point in the run that you really see where the tires start to fall off. We were talking before that they were going into turn 1 at 245 miles an hour. It'd be interesting to see what it's doing at this point.
Yeah, Seth the Merchant back out front now, got around the 5. Lance Gomez is kind of straggling back there. He's about 5-6 car lengths off of the 5. And the 50 slowly making his way. He's still maintaining, though.
Yeah, I think some of that is just he's worried about maybe some of the aero push because the tires are going to start giving up now, and they're doing just 240 miles an hour with the draft going into 1.
Yeah, running through the turn, we're looking at 222, 223 mile an hour for the leader. Here comes Gomez underneath the 5 for second. Easily going to take it and have to back off a little bit. Oh, we're going to push up the track.
And that's the problem when you back out of the you don't really let off the gas in these Gen 5 cars. You actually stab the brakes a little bit, and that throws all the way to the front end and it pushes.
Ooh, looks like some contact with the wall there.
Or you use the car ahead of you as a brake to slow you down, which looked like it was the case with the 29 and 33 getting together.
And 33's taking a wide arc coming off of 2.
That 30, that 33. If it wasn't iRacing, I could have. You'd almost think there was a tire going down that he was trying to avoid.
Really high up the track, running the petty line here. Looks like Gomez is going to have the run on the bottom. 5's going to go up with the 33 here. 33's loose in the... Oh, he is way loose. He's trying. He saves it.
Wow.
Who is this guy? Still in the
Leader
lead.
spins and holds the lead. I mean, he was almost sideways.
This guy is unbelievable. I could literally read what the back of his car said at the flag stand.
He was showing off his left side quarter panels, sponsorships to the other driver.
Good Lord, man. I think that was just the 5 taking the air off of the spoiler of the 33, but man.
Well, yeah, we're at the point of the run where, the tires are starting to give up. And I think some of that is second and third place let up a little bit to give him room because they didn't want to get collected if he swapped sides of the track.
He's up there doing the mambo. Just shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. I mean, he's got to have melted the beads off that car. I mean, I was getting word from our producer there that tire temps will get over 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. I'd say you can just about cook any frozen TV dinner.
Yeah, and we're within about 5 to 8 laps of where these guys, if they were thinking green flag stops and going to the end, that's when they're going to do it. Somewhere around lap 55 to 58, I think.
And 5 is still trying his best to get around to 33. Peeking to the inside of 33, just hanging tough up there.
Yeah, and we've seen a number of cars watch that 33 get loose if we get up behind them. So I'm sure that a lot of the drivers are kind of taking note of that. They can use it later in the race.
We have a pretty good pack right behind our leaders here. This is looking about to be 5th through 9th here. You got Wayne Hutchison, Romar Arns, Dustin Markham, Jacob Klein, and Philip Snipes, all within 5/10 of each other, even though it looks like Snipes is falling back a little bit. And 27 going to go under to 25 here.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of these cars are caught up to Hutchison's draft there and just trying to make their way around. And Orange is playing the safe route, maybe playing a tire or fuel strategy.
Oh, 27 really slow coming off the turn there. 25 almost ran into him. Had to check up. 123 going to take advantage of it. Give a shot to the 25.
And that can't help their plans of drafting together to catch that lead pack when they have to slow up and scatter like that.
I think the only thing that's going to save anybody who's not in the top 3 is going to be a caution. Looks like the 27's coming down for a green flag stop. Markham to pit road. I believe he's speeding.
Yeah, I think a lot of these cars are now, these drivers are starting to think now, is it worth risking the car or just take the tires? And I think you're going to see a lot of cars stopping for tires, so watch for green flag stops and maybe some stop and go pit stops for speed.
Yeah, we have the 37 on pit road as well. Ronald Vincent pitting from the 15th position. And the 27 is done with his service. He's down and away. Be on the lookout for him to probably head back down pit road.
Yeah, back up at the front though. We're seeing the 529 and 33. They almost appear to be working together just to kind of find their spot well ahead of everyone. And I'm sure that once they start collecting some traffic, they're going to seriously think about making their pit stops. For now, they just kind of swap spots, and leapfrog each other, and stay out in the clean air. But eventually, after there's a number of cars pitting, they're going to catch some slower cars, and they're going to want to pit.
Yeah, that 5 is, oh, wow.
And the 5 blinks out a little bit there.
A little bit of a connection issue right there for the 5. Ooh, 93 trying to stay to the high side. Let them all by. Kyle Young's going to be your first car 1 lap down right now. Ooh, 33 into 29, exchanging some paint.
those two have been going at each other, kind of like little love taps to say, "Hey, buddy, get going. I want to go." And you're going to see the 29. He'll catch up to the 5 a little bit. It looks like that lap car is just going to fall into the back of the group of 4.
Doesn't look like your leaders are going to come down this time. Looking back behind, I heard a couple spotters asking about when you going to pit.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of it I think is going to depend on the strategy of these new cars coming out, because we found last night that right off the pit stop, they are a good deal faster than the cars that are already out there, even in the draft. So if they can pick up the draft of another car, get another 0.2 of a second per lap, they might do it.
They've got this went from a 5-car group to a 3-car group. You had the 123, 25, and 26 back here trying to save face and keep together. I mean, right now, Jacob Klein, the 123, the leader in this pack. He's only hitting 216 in the turn. We do have, I believe that is the 37 already came down the pit road. Who is that?
Yeah, I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see pit stops from these guys probably in about 3 laps if they haven't before. They're counting backwards from the end, and I think they can easily do 23, 25 laps on a set of tires. And it's not the fuel issue; it's the tires. How long will they hold out?
I mean, it could be a fuel problem as well. I mean, because you got to think. I mean, if these things have restrictor plates on them, you'd only be seeing speeds of 190 to 200 mile an hour. These things are going, on a good day in excess of 240. So you got to think it's got to consume a little bit more fuel.
We shall see. That front 3 though is spread out a little bit more. Maybe they're just waiting out to see who's gonna be the one to duck down first. The other 2 will follow. I'm sure that they're hoping that they can come in and come out as a group, as opposed to try and lose or gain positions.
Well, last night we saw the leader come in. It was the top 2 drivers came in. I can't remember who they were off the top of my head, but they came in about, I would say, 2 or 3 laps before the second group came in, and that second group, I mean, was just devastated from it.
Yeah,
I mean, they were like 20 seconds behind.
5
in the wall. Heavy contact for Zach Ratter there.
He
That's
seems to get it though.
Yeah, he smacked the wall hard. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was just going to bring up the 27 that was that had already pitted.
Oh, no, he blew the pit entry. Oh, it's all gone wrong here. He's making trying his hand at being a landscaper, running through the infield there, and that's pretty much gonna ruin his day. I believe he just Alt F forward the express lane to get out of there.
Yeah, and that's going to leave the top 2 of Seth the Merchant and 29 of Lance Gomez within about half a second each. Ahead of the rest of the packet, about 6 seconds back. So the 2 of them, it sounds like, is possibly going to coordinate when they come in.
They're going to have to, just to be able to have a shot at the win here. I mean, clearly they're the fastest cars out on the track, besides the 5 who painstakingly had to withdraw from the race there.
We're starting to hear some a little bit of idea that possibly some of these cars were running out of fuel, so they are right at the fuel window.
If we don't see these guys come down anytime soon, we're definitely going to be seeing a couple cars running on fumes. Another lap for the 33, man. That dude is... Oh, man. I can't even use the analogy I want to use. But he's loose.
It's like he's got a tire going down. But in iRacing, Maybe they introduced a patch, but that's not knowing. But he drives it like he's got a left rear going down.
29 has to back off the throttle a lot coming out of turn 2, but he gains everything back by the time he gets out of 4, just about.
Well, they're not losing time to third through
Here we
third
come.
through fifth.
33 coming down. It looks like the 29's coming down as well. Ooh, 33's loose. All right, both cars made it down. Looks like they're going to bring the 50. I believe that is the 93 Kyle Young's down as well. And you have Wayne Hutchison coming down to pit. Dallas Murray and Peter Nada.
And that temporarily is going to move Jacob Klein out of the New York club, number 123, up into the lead. Romar Arns out of Brazil in second, and Joe Beasley in third. Some of these guys, I guess, are just kind of hoping that they can stay out long enough and maybe get a caution and keep some of these guys a lap down.
Yeah, 29 down and away, 33 just making his way off of the pit lane. Kyle Young, he had the 50 of Michael Tant. Wayne Hutchison now coming off the pit lane and just getting passed by the leader. While that's happening,
Klein stays out one more lap, but Arns and Beasley in for their pit stops. It'd be interesting to see what the strategy's going on here for the driver of the New York club.
Here comes Beasley representing the Florida club. Actually pitting right behind the 25.
Yeah, difference right now, first to second, 26 seconds. That's a little more than half a lap.
And Markham came down and made an early pit. And here comes the 123 into pit road here. He's going to woe it down. Got to hit the 60-mile-an-hour pit road speed limit. Looks like he will do it without locking him up. That's going to surrender the lead over to Markham. As long as he can get around and get past him before the 123 gets his service done. Almost slid through his stall right there. Here comes the 27 to take over the lead. Sideways, 27 in the wall.
To the wall at the start-finish line. This likely going to bring out a caution.
Oh, yep. He's around in turn 1. Here comes Gomez. He's off the track. No caution. Gomez and the Merchant back to the lead here. And the 44 up to third position. Cello. Let's do that.
Yeah, after the pits have cycled around, we've got the 33 and 29 up in the lead, running by themselves, a little over a second ahead of Lynn
Cancello. I'm going to say that.
I had to read that in my head. I didn't want to say it out loud. But yeah, it's looking like he's kind of silently worked his way up.
Yeah. 2.5 seconds back at the line. 26. Philip Snipes up into the top 5 as well. And you have Michael Tant running in the 5th position. Dustin Markham, though, major problems for that 27 car. He's pretty much taken out of contention right now. We only have 12, maybe 14. Yeah, 14 cars left on the lead lap right now.
Yep, 14 on the lead lap and just over 16 laps to go until the end of this race.
And the race is winding down. This is just, I believe this is just going to be a mental battle between the 29 and the 33 right now. Just a high speed, 240-mile-an-hour game of chess.
It could be just a matter of they're just turning laps right now and they're going to show their hand later instead of now.
That's what I was thinking, more like Texas Hold'em. Both of them, they've been the fastest cars all night. This is their time to shine here.
Yeah, and they got almost a 6-second gap until the guys behind them. Why mess it up racing each other? Just keep pulling ahead, right? The only thing that's going to bring that field up to them is a caution. So as long as they run it clean and no cautions, it can very well come down to just the two of them at the end of this.
Well, see, I think in the beginning of the run, the tires have a lot more to do with all of the carnage we've seen. I mean, especially coming out of turn 2. I mean, with the extra grip, I believe the guys are just turning the car or turning the wheel a little bit too much and just sliding and right front, and that's what's getting them into the wall. So I mean, we're about, I'd say, 6-7 laps into this run with the majority of the people.
Yeah, it'll definitely get interesting. This goes caution free to the end because at the end, by the end of this run, tire wear is going to be a factor.
And this is the most exciting thing we got going out on track right now. 29 into 33, battling hard. The Merchant looks like he wants to just give the 29 a little love tap there.
It's more of a... Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it kind of seems that they're just working to see how far ahead they can get, and they can fight it out at the end.
All right, I do have to report that Dustin Markham has decided to retire from the race, and Mitchell Brown has blown a motor. And 53 Carl Burke is actually back in the race in 17th, 7 laps down. So he's got the potential to gain another spot and score some more points for that Northwest club.
Going up into turn 3, 238 miles an hour, which we've been measuring out from turn 1. You can go faster going into turn 1 than you do coming into 3.
Well, see, this is also smart on Demerchant's part as well, just sitting here behind him, because getting the draft, he's not having to push his motor as hard. 29's burning off more gas. So just in case that was, they just, if they're a little short on a fuel window, which I don't think they are, there's always a slight possibility that they could have took a little bit of less fuel.
I think it has more to do with the fact that these cars draft so quickly, you gain so quickly. On that last lap, you want to be in second.
Oh yeah,
if you're out in front, you're just waiting to get past.
Yeah, that's definitely a big factor, but I'm kind of, on the fence about, maybe pushing him and, making him burn a little bit more fuel. He might run out on the last lap. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's always a possibility.
That's why they run all of the laps of this race instead of just the last one. But at the same time, you've seen the 33 get really, really loose with another car behind him, so he's probably more comfortable sitting behind another car.
That's true as well. Both cars have some pretty some damage. Not all that bad, but the 33 looks to be the best. Had the best front clip out of the bunch. That damage could be hindering at 33. Yeah, the whole crush panel on the right-hand side of that is caved in.
Yeah, only at 220 miles an hour, driving with a damaged car and pull it out of third and fourth place, right?
Yeah, right. You got right behind them, you got the third and fourth place cars about 6.5 seconds behind our lead quote unquote pack. Pretty much we're looking at a lot of 2-car tandems here working. You got the 15 to 26 working together. Looking back here, you got the 123 and the 25 working together. A couple spots behind him, the 23 and the 44. With a lapper in between them. I believe that's Carl Burke trying to get back up there with his Northwest clubmate. Then you got, looks like the 7 and the 30 working together as well. So a lot of, and the 37 and 65. So a lot of 2-car tandems around here. At the line, it was 10 laps to go.
And it looked like the 33 was almost led around by that 29 there. And in the process, the Michael Tant, the third place car, the number 50, gained almost a second in that exchange.
Yeah, these guys got to be careful up front not to keep doing that and allowing third and fourth to get up there, because you just won't. This is perfect. This is the perfect situation for both drivers. Not so much the leader, but it's just them two. They don't have to worry about anybody else.
And it's starting to look like the 29 is trying to work on what he's going to do on that last part of the race. He keeps dropping back about 5 or 6 tenths of a second, getting the run up, and we'll see if he does the same thing the 33 was doing, just not pass it, just get up to his bump.
Yeah, you know the 33 is not enjoying this right now. Gomez right behind the Merchant. And, I mean, Gomez is sizing him up. I mean, he's pretty much...
And there's that wiggle again.
Caution is out. Looking on the track, we're looking for the wreck. Please excuse us. I don't see. Oh, the 44 of Cancello. I hope that's how you say your name. I'm sorry. Yeah, turn 2 yet again. Pushed real hard and just smacked the wall coming out of 2. Tried to save it, and oh, that is a tough break.
Didn't take a lot of damage, but it doesn't take much to put you out. But it's probably got to be a heartbreaker for him because he was doing so well being up in the top 5, and now it's going to put him to the back of the lead lap.
Now, the question is...
Hey, for one of us to bring it up, do you take tires or not? They've earned enough laps on these tires that there's actually going to be a speed difference, but do you want to give up that track position?
We have 13 cars on the lead lap right now. You have to come for tires. I mean, we're looking at what? Last pit was lap 59 for the leader. So he's almost on 15. He's on 15 lap old tires right now.
Yeah, if I was a 33 and he's kind of showing his hand as the car gets up behind him, he gets a little squirrely loose. But how many of these top 5 maybe take a chance and not take tires?
I'm thinking more along the lines of the rear end of the field, not taking tires and taking a chance.
Okay.
I believe if the top 5 come in, looks like the 33 is looking like he's going to come in. 29. Oh, there he comes at the last second. It looks like everybody do have a couple staying out though.
And who takes 2 tires?
Let's see. We got.
There's got to be some people that are thinking I've got to do something to get some track position because this is the only place they're going to make up more than 1 or 2 spots. I think.
Yeah, the 60 stayed out. The 30 stayed out. And they're the only lead lap cars that stayed out, so they're going to be sitting ducks, but they are going to be polluting the front row. Looks like the 26 wins the race off pit road. 33 is loose coming off. 29 really slow.
Because there's only going to be about 3 laps to go once they go back to green. So, I mean, for some of these guys, it's their only chance to go from 18th up to the front, and they might lose less spots than they would have gained by taking tires.
Yeah, 20, 26, 33, 50, 7, 123, and then the 25 actually beat Gomez, and the 14 did as well.
I think the only downside right now that the 33 is set the Merchant and the 29 of Lance Gomez is that they're not running close to each other to work with each other to get back up to the front.
Now, I know what the 60 and the 30 are thinking right now. Quick caution. Because caution will end the race.
Correct.
iRacing doesn't have green, white, checkered, so...
I think they're going to have to bank on that happening and to make up the spots. But, I mean, that was kind of their only choice because they were sitting near the back of the lead lap. And it looks like Dallas Murray might come in for tires anyways.
I think he'd just be shooting himself in the foot right there if he does. 60 still staying out. And I believe 30 stayed out as well. Yes,
it looks like the only person not to take tires with that's 60 of Beasley out of the Florida team. And I think both of us know that he's thinking that if he can just stay out front in another caution, he does better than trying to take tires and draft his way through the field.
Now, please confirm with me, the 26 did take 2, correct? He should only had about an 8-9 second stop. Because he was pretty far back there as well.
Well, the 26 took 2 tires, judging by
Yes.
that stop, a 9.8 second stop.
And then you had the 33 on fresh tires. He's going to be starting on the outside lane behind the 30. The 26 is going to be behind the 60. And then you have the 50 that's going to be right behind the 26 and the 7. The 7's been quiet pretty much all day, rolling near the back. Just through attrition, he's climbed his way up here. He's barking at the top 5 right now. This,
Yeah, and the way this is setting up to finish, they're only going to do 1, maybe 2 laps at speed for once this restart happens.
yeah, these guys, especially the front row, they are in dire need of a miracle here.
Joe, our leader, is out of the Florida club, so, and he seems to be the only Florida member from that club up in the top 10.
And then the 30 from the Canada club, Dallas Murray, running P2, also electing to stay out and trying to plead his case over iRacing comms. And he was like, you know what? Well, I ain't had no chance anyway, so might as well try to get out here and see what I can do. He's going to get one great push from the 33 if 33 doesn't automatically go outside of him here on this restart. Might be seeing the lights go off here.
I think we're going to be watching for the 33 to lag back a little bit, get his run, and get up to the front. I would think that the way he's been running, though, he wants to be sitting in second until that last lap.
Yeah, 29, Gomez all the way back in 14th. This is not going to be a good finish to the race here. We are going to have 3 laps of racing, 2 laps at speed if we get around. Look for the 29 to try to charge, make his way through the field rather quickly. I mean, it only took him 3 laps last time, so
I think in Gomez's idea is going to be records or checkers, buddy.
and that can play into the 60 or the 30's hand, maybe even the 26 if he can get a good start. Now, I don't know if these guys up front realize it, but there's a good chance that they're going to spin tires here.
Well, that, and the only car really up at the front has the experience with the way this thing has been starting out is the 33, so that's going to play to his advantage, I think.
And Joe Beasley and Dallas Murray are going to be your front row here. Will their gamble pay off? 3 laps to go when they hit the stripe. Pace car has got them coming out of turn number 4 here.
Yeah, watch for an interesting restart, and even more interesting going into turn 3 when those cars hit as fast as they're going to be going and settle in for the last laps.
All filed up 2 by 2. The pace car is going to make that hard left turn to pit lane. 60 has control of the field. Beasley, can he get a good jump here?
And it looks like Murray is going to opt for what he's
There it
been seeing
goes.
all day long. Let him get out front, hope for that draft. The 33.
Oh, 60's around. 60's around. Wrecking. Big wreck. Oh, the 33 on his roof. The 30 in the catch fence. 29 is involved. Oh, it hits the 33 again. Who got the win?
It looks like Jacob Klein might come out the leader in all this.
It's either going to be him or Michael Tant. I don't know. It looks like the 50 is getting the okay to go around him. I believe the 50 car has won it. On board with Seth the Merchant through this just... Wow.
He had the leader spun, and that outside run spun him a little bit. The 33 almost got through that. He just got collected while the car ahead of him was trying to gather it up.
Oh, the 14 just completely smashed the 33. Oh. On board with Lance Gomez here, the 29 car on the restart. I mean, the 60 to 30 just completely spun their tires. And that, man, 29. He might have even got a black flag on the start of that. Got into the 26 just at the last second.
You called it, Wes. You know, watch for the tire spin.
You're welcome. I do this every week. Yeah, I believe the 50 car is going to get the win here. Michael Tant, congratulations. Jacob Klein going to come home with a second place finish. Peter Nada in the third. Ronald Vincent in fourth. And even though he wrecked, Joe Beasley looks like he's going to have a top 5 finish.
Well, I don't think that might be too strong a word, but like when the leader spins the tires, all hell breaks loose, anyways.
Yeah, pretty much. That was incredibly nuts right there. I don't think we could have called for a better end of the race right there. I mean, that was like Armageddon just took over. I'm going to have one more pace lap around, a little parade lap for the 50 machine.
Yeah, I think the field is starting to sort itself out in the order that they need to be sitting in. But we're looking at the 50 of Tant, the 123 of Klein, and the 60 of Beasley being up at the front, who we haven't talked about all day until these last couple of laps.
And 14, Wayne Hutchinson going to be the top Northwest driver in P5 right now. I mean, he got some heavy damage during that wreck. He needs to make sure that he doesn't blow up before he gets back to the line.
And I think
looks like
the other big shout out we got to give is the 37 Ronald Vincent, who made up 21 spots from the start of the race to fall in at 7th place.
Yeah, and 50. Michael Tant representing the Carolina Club. I'm going to give Carolina the win here in the top split. And then you have second place to 123, Jacob Klein representing the New York Club. In the Armageddon series, the New York Club lost to Club Canada by 2 points in the standings. So this should definitely give New York a good boost and trying to see if they can make the finals for the Intimidator Cup. What date is that going to be again?
That's going to be on November 11th at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
All right. And here we go. Checkered flag in the flagman's hands here. Pace car is going to win here at Talladega. I'm just kidding. Michael Tant running in the top 5 for the back half of the race is going to win here for the Carolina Club in the Intimidator West Regional.
Here we are setting up for a last lap pass, and it turned out to be a last restart calamity that wins it.
That was. I hate to compare races like this, but this was a lot better than the East Regional. I mean, a lot more participation for one. I mean, 28 drivers came out and took the green flag tonight, compared to I believe it was like 16 or 17, and the quality of racing was a lot higher. I mean, I believe, in my personal opinion. But it's going to be interesting to see where the rest of the Carolina boys stacked up. The 50 going to get the win here. He's going to come to the front stretch and burn them down. He's got to do it for himself and his club here. Michael Tant, your winner.
And I really feel for the 29 of Lance Gomez and the 33 car. Those two were clearly going to be the ones to win it from what we were watching, and they don't even finish the race.
Burn them down, boy. Oh, well, nope.
New tires don't burn out so well.
I'm more of a one and done guy. I'll give you half a donut. That's all you get. All right, and your final official results here. You got the 50, Michael Tant. Congratulations again on the win. Jacob Klein at 123, finishing in P2. P3 goes to Joe Beasley, who was the leader on that last restart and spun his tires and got a little squirrely. That's the understatement of the race. Peter Nada in 4th. Wayne Hutchinson rounds out your top 5. Then you have in 6th, Michael Charles. Ronald Vincent in 7th. Lynn Cancello in 8th. Kyle Young in 9th. And last car on the lead lap in 10th position, Philip Snipes. D. Palmer 2 laps down in 11th. Then you have Seth DeMerchant in 12th, Romar Orange in 13th, Dallas Murray in 14th. 15th goes to Lance Gomez Jr. 16th, Carl Burke. Dustin Markham in 17th. 18th is Zach Ratter. 19th, Chris Drakes. And rounding out your top 20 is Mitchell Brown. Gary Jenkins in 21st, Ellery Souza. And 22nd, 23rd is John Tharp Sr. Michael Pulaski in 24th. Donald Etcher in 25th. 26th is William Locklear. And Aaron Smith and DeAndre Artis are going to round out your field in 27th and 28th, respectively.
That was, you couldn't have asked for a better finish, at least, or at least drama leading up to it. I mean, we had that green flag stop with just 25 laps to go. We knew they'd be out of tires by the time the end of the race came, and then it came down to pit strategy.
Yeah, and I mean, that was, I would say it worked out for the 60, not so much for the 30. I mean, the 30 went from second to 14th there. The 60 still was able to finish in third, but I mean, that was just.
The leaders couldn't have known at the time that there was guys at the back that weren't going to pit and create a situation where they got to play a good game of dodgeball to try and make through. I'm sure that everyone was aware from third on back that these front two were going to spin their tires.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that fact as well, and I mean, 33 was just right up there, and he was basically on the back bumper to 30, and that's what ultimately did him in. Once the 30 started losing traction with the rear end, he just gave him that extra oomph and turned the 30 around and ended up getting collected in as well.
And then as a driver, the last thing you want to do on a restart is hit the brakes because you've got 20 or so hungry drivers behind you that probably may not hit the brakes when you do it. So you're kind of caught in a stalemate there of, do I run into the guy ahead of me or do I let everyone run over me?
Yeah, on those kind of restarts, the brake pedal magically disappears in my car. I don't know about you.
I look for that outside wall, which usually happens to be where whatever car's spinning out, it ends up going towards, and I hit it.
Yeah. So next Friday will be the finals at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Actually, daylight savings time. Excuse me. Don't forget to turn your clocks back an hour tonight. Friendly reminder from us here at OCTV. Like I said, next Friday, the 11th, I believe it is, will be the Intimidator final. We're going to find out who advances here rather shortly, so go check out the World Cup of iRacing on Facebook to find out which two clubs advance to the final. And then the morning after the Intimidator, we have the Armageddon Series wrapping up with their finals. We got, Florida, UKNI, Finland, Canada, Northwest, and Michigan all advancing to the final in those. So come out and support your clubs if that's one of your clubs. If not, come out and just support, just the World Cup of iRacing and all the drivers in there. So for David Williamson, also known as Cafe Ole, Tony Knuckles on the ones and twos there up in the production booth, and myself, West Graham. We are OCTV, and thank you for watching tonight. We are out.